Hello, legends and super legends. Welcome to Veloharmony. I got a link to a video from the 2016 Tour de France Stage 11 where Peter Sagan, Chris Froome, Bodnar and Gerant Thomas rode off the front of the pack at speed. You know, the pack was already moving along, coming to the end of the stage. And I watched the video and, he sent the little thing. He said, "Oh, wow, a display of power." But when I watched the video, there was nothing really explained that would help people discern what was really happening tactically. And so I figured I could do it justice. And I enjoyed watching this. I felt like I would share it with the channel and just go ahead and narrate what's really happening. So I hope you enjoy it. Just watch the video and listen to what I'm going to walk you through and point out certain things that are going on. Now watch as Sagan takes off. Chris Froome is immediately onto him. You got to stay alert. I mean, watch that. They're at speed, and it's hard to close that gap. That's about a half car length, but they're going full gas. You see how much work he's doing just to close that? Look at Gerant Thomas. Gerant Thomas is behind Chris Froome. He's also trying to close that gap. You can see Gerant Thomas still has not closed up. So now the wind is coming from the left. If you watch that peloton, as they go right over here around this circle, you see the Chris Froome, they have a gap. See, Gerant Thomas is still a little bit off the back of the wheel there. These guys in the back of the pack are taken by surprise, and I think there's no organization. You see the pack is already split. And these guys back here already had trouble. They were already off the back. Now look, Gerant Thomas is finally getting close to Chris Froome. They're still going hard. They got a few seconds. It's about probably, 11 kilometers to go. Now, watch the distance there. That gap may not look like much, but when you're going full gas, it's enough. Especially now, those four guys at the front are 100% committed. They're not doing this work for nothing. Peter Sagan is doing it to win the stage. Chris Froome is doing it to put time on his rivals, especially Quintana. He knows Quintana was caught unawares. So he's doing it for that reason, and you get a time bonus at the end if you're in the top three. I think it's 10, 6, and 4 seconds. So he's committed. Now, when you have a commitment at the front, the rest of the guys in the pack, there is no team at the front right now, so there is no commitment. Now, look, that's Christoph back there. He recognizes that this is a dangerous move. He's a sprinter, but his team is nowhere near the front. There's no way one guy is going to catch these four strong guys. So, of course, he doesn't stand a chance.
He keeps shouting, are you happy to work for this? Big nod from Chris Froome as well. Froome is happy to work.
So, Sagan has confirmed that everybody in that brig is ready to work. Look at Quintana. Quintana has been caught out of position. So Quintana has no teammates nearby. You can see the guys are all over the wind's coming from the left. There's only 4 or 5 guys at the front trying to form an echelon. And look at those boys got a gap, and they're working together. They're fully committed. There's no hesitation like that's going on in the back, and they're just pouring on the power. They're continuing to gain distance on the pack. So unless a team gets to the front and goes 100%, they're not going to pull these guys back. But what team is going to do that? A team's not going to ruin their chances of the final drive for their sprinters. There are mostly sprinters teams back there. They were not expecting this move. And that's why Sagan is such a versatile rider. They were not expecting him to do that. Look, they're right there, but these guys are going full gas. And look how tight they are. The wind's coming from the left. They're taking short, fast pull. Look at the gap. Look at the distance. It's increased. Now look at the group here. There is no team at the front right now. They're just all over. If you look further down, anywhere you see a small line like this, they're not getting help. Look at Quintana. He has no help. Yeah, he's very isolated. There's no teammates around. The rest of these guys just trying to hang on for dear life. Once the pack spreads out like this, the power's not down. Now you got a couple of teammates there, but there's no commitment. And this benefits the break because there is no drive going on right now. When it's going really hard, you're not going to see them bunched up like that. So all this time they're wasting, those boys are still pouring on the power and gaining time because no one has come to the front to commit. Why should they? If a team pulls all the way, they're not going to have anything left to get their sprinter across the line. So it's going to have to take a strong team that has enough riders to sacrifice. Well, there are 4 guys up there that are very strong. Most teams are 7 to 9 riders. Who's going to commit? And look at these guys. No hesitation. Look at Gerant Thomas turning himself inside and out. And look at their position. These guys are smooth. They're left. I mean, look how arrow they are. Slicing through the wind. Look at the group back there bunching up. Now watch, they're finally getting a little organization, but there is still no team at the front. You got a few riders. Those are individual riders. Until you get a team up there, they're wasting time. There's only 8 kilometers left. So right now it's 4 against 1. There's only one guy at the front. When he pulls up, another guy takes over. So now Sagan is pouring it on even more. Look, watch these guys. The back is all bunched up here. They got a line. Mark Cavendish is having mechanicals. And this is the worst time for him to have a mechanical. I think he's got a flat tire. So he's just trying to stay close until his team car gets to him. But he's not going to stand a chance of getting up there to do anything in the sprint. Now these guys are coming together and trying. But look, there is no one team. You got Ethics. You got I Am Cycling. Look like Dimension Data back there. Or Direct Energy. I'm sorry. Direct Energy in the brown and yellow. So you don't have a team at the front to keep things consistent. Now we got Lotto Jumbo kind of queuing up back there, but it's spread out. And it's hard. It's hard for everybody. And so there is no concerted chase right now. They're just kind of riding. You got a few riders here and there pouring it on. And so those guys are continuing to gain time. And this time that they're taking to get organized back there, those guys are capitalizing on getting this gap going. And the issue here is those teams should not be chasing Chris Froome because, yeah, he's the leader. It should be Quintana and the other GC guys. That's why nobody's committing their riders yet. And Sagan is pouring it on. He's got his teammate behind him. So you got 4 guys with similar goals. Granted, they want to get to the front because Chris Froome will put more time. Even if he doesn't gain a lot of time, psychologically it breaks your rivals. This is not his terrain. So if he can gain time on the flats, that's just you sending the message that it's on. This is just power. Now we got one Lotto guy up here. You still don't have a team. So you're not going to get the same power being laid out because when one guy pulls off, the other guy, if he's not committed, he's not going to give it everything he's got. And you can see they're all over the road. And when they're spread out like that, it's not super hard. But look at the line at the front. They're not getting much of a benefit from the wind. And look at Chris Froome. Look at his back. You can probably put something on his back. It wouldn't fall off. Look how flat his back is. Cavendish has a flat. So his chances of winning the sprint are gone. It's just the wrong time to have a flat. And I'm sure he's very disappointed here. You know. So because Cavendish is not there, Dimension Data is not going to be putting anybody in the back to chase these guys down. So that's one team that won't be chasing. And look at these guys. All their backs down. They are just committed. They're going hard. You know, and when your position is right, you can stay in that position all day. When your fit is right. Now you're finally getting a team. It looks like Katusha. Katusha is now getting a few riders together, but now they're down to 4.7 kilometers. And these boys are not letting up. And it's not easy to catch somebody going full gas. Yeah. So the message Chris Froome is sending to his rivals that I'm here to win, and it doesn't matter whether we're in the mountains or on the flats. I'm going to show you. You know, how do you not pay attention to Chris Froome if you're Nairo Quintana? Why was he way back there? Chris Froome sitting at the front with his Team Sky riders around. I don't understand that. That's not very good tactically. You have to stay close to the people that are closest to you on the GC. Everybody knows that. So I don't understand why these pros and they got team managers and whatever, they don't say stuff to them. So I don't know what he was doing way back there, but psychologically, it just lets you know, man, something was off with Quintana in this race. Yeah, this guy looked like Julian Alaphilippe, he's off the pace. He's been dropped. And maybe he's just having an off day because he's a good rider, but it's just hard, you know. He's off. This day has been brutal. You can get dropped on a hill, flat road, doesn't matter. So, when we do our group rides, I heard somebody on the site, one of our legends said, oh, that place is, where you ride is flat. It doesn't matter whether it's flat or uphill. Hard is hard. When we're going hard, doesn't matter if the speedometer says 27, 29, or whether it says 14. Hard is hard. We've been doing 14 miles an hour going uphill. It's still hard. On the flat, going hard, it might say 27. It's still hard. So if you can't go hard, it doesn't matter what the terrain says. The terrain will favor the lighter guys if you're going uphill, but that's about it. But right here, Chris Froome is showing that whether you're going on the flats or on the hills, hard is hard. That's what they're showing. He's hanging with Peter Sagan. Basically trying to demoralize his opponents. He's taking advantage of a situation. That's what you're supposed to do. It's a race. If the other people don't pay attention, you capitalize on it. That's what he's doing. So these guys can ride all they want. These boys are 100% committed. There is no doubt, no hesitation. They're giving it everything they got. And even Gerant Thomas, they interviewed him, and he said he could not believe how hard it was. He's hanging in there, but it's hard. And the thing is, even when it's hard, if you're in pretty good condition, even if it's hard for you, the fact that it's smooth, it helps you hang on longer. It's better than trying to chase at the back where the speed changes all the time. So look at these guys. That's one Katusha rider. You got two Lotto riders back there. And that's Greipel. It looks like Greipel, the German champion. I think it's Andre Greipel. So they're trying to work for him. But here it is. They got their sprinter before he needs to sprint, having to expend a lot of energy. Chris Froome's back to the top, taking up the front, taking a big dig here. This road looks like it goes up a little bit. And this benefits these guys. A smaller group can handle these corners better. Now we got Giant Sunweb coming to the front. I see a couple of riders, and I see IM back there. They're finally trying to get organized, but now 2 kilometers, they're not going to catch those guys. They might be able to see them on the finish, but they're not catching them. And this is hard. Look at the back here. The guy on the right just pulled out. Probably, Lotto Jumbo, he was pulling earlier, so he's spent himself for the team. That shows you how hard it is. Riders are trying to pull those guys back. When they're done, they're toast. And they're just going to ride in and finish the stage. And so now Giant is they're finally trying to get somebody up there to commit. And Chris Froome is at the front, giving it a big dig here. Now Sagan is taking, so the power is just at the front continuing. And it's the same thing you guys can do in your group rides. You feeling good? Go with the people that are strong so you guys can keep the pace hot, instead of the yo-yoing effect of somebody slowing down. 1 kilometer, they're not going to catch these guys, because these guys are not going to be playing tactics when they get under there. They're going in. Chris Froome is going in to get across the line and get as much time and get a time bonus if he can. So there's 10 seconds to the winner of the stage, 6 seconds to the second place, and I think 4 to the third place. So look, Gerant Thomas is digging, giving it everything he's got. And you see, he pulled off. Gerant Thomas pulled off. He's done. He's done. He's toast. He did everything he could for Froome. And now he's going to just ride in. He gave everything he could right there. They got about 400 meters to go. Less than that. And there you see the group. They finally can see them again. But it's over. It's over. So they're going to get the bonus. And that's Bodnar. Bodnar is basically leading out Sagan. And Froome's going to come around. It's not like he's trying to beat Sagan, but what he's trying to do is to make sure he gets one of the time bonuses and get as much. So he got the 6-pointer and Bodnar got the 4-pointer. So six seconds plus whatever there was, 6 and 7. So he's about 13, 14 seconds ahead of the pack. And I think Quintana is in the pack. So it's not so much the fact that he got less than 20 seconds, the fact that he got any kind of time on a flat road. Because if you're strong, you're supposed to be there, So when I saw this, I was excited, so I decided to do this for you guys. I hope that it helps you guys enjoy this video a lot better, But, whatever your riding is, whether it's the group ride or your local Grand Fondo or whatever, you got to be alert. Besides the fact that it saves you from having unnecessary mishaps and crashes, just being alert makes you enjoy the ride more. You got to pay attention to everything that's going on. I don't understand how these pros can go through this kind of a lapse where you're a GC contender and you're not staying within close range of the top 3 to 5 guys. You know, he should have been right next to Chris Froome, and he should have been in that gap. So what that tells me is either he was below par, because at the end of this race, I think they said he was not too well or something. But I don't think that he was at his best, or he would have been near the front. You know, it's not any easier in the back. So that's power, man. You got the power, you lay it down. You know, so Chris Froome just basically made a statement. Sagan wanted another stage. This was after the day before Sagan had been in a breakaway as well. So his recovery is also very good, because every day in this race he was in a breakaway. And you can see Bodnar celebrating back there because Sagan took first place and won the stage. And Sagan is thanking Bodnar for the work, because without him, it would have been a lot harder for him. But Bodnar did some good pulls and a great lead out.